So you can feel it in the air today that something is kind of off. It's like your intuition has been whispering louder than usual, but you can't quite make out the words. And there's a lot of tension here, but it's not loud. It's quiet tension, the kind that kind of sits behind your ribs and makes you feel like you forgot to exhale. The kind that makes your stomach twist a bit when you look at your phone, or when someone's name pops up in your mind out of nowhere. And this energy, it feels restless, like someone wants to come to the surface but hasn't found the courage yet. So it's that moment right before a truth hits you. The pause where everything kind of looks the same, but you know something underneath isn't. And you might have been brushing something off lately and convincing yourself that it's fine, telling yourself not to overthink, but that tightness in your chest every time the thought comes up kind of says otherwise. You know, the spirit feels like it's building pressure right now, and the truth, whatever it is about to push through. So let's see what the cards say about this today. And so our first card is the Page of Swords. And this card is showing up as your challenger card today. So this is what is challenging you right now in this moment. And this energy right here, it's sharp, it's restless, and it's wired. It's kind of like your mind has been in overdrive, scanning for danger, trying to stay one step ahead of something or someone. And the Page of Swords can feel like you're constantly checking your phone, replaying old conversations, or reading between the lines of messages that weren't that deep to begin with. So for you actively, it looks like curiosity mixed with anxiety, and it's not the best combo. So this energy often shows up when you're seeking clarity, but the harder you look for it, the blurrier everything gets. So maybe you've been trying to understand why someone went cold on you after being warm, or you've been noticing kind of subtle shifts in tone from a friend or a partner, and you can't tell if you're quite imagining it, you know, you're not 100% sure, but you just have this sense. Or maybe you've been scrolling social media and reading way too much into someone's posts. And that's the Page of Swords right here, trying to gather data so that you can feel safe again. But the truth is, you can't logic your way into peace, at least not right now. So your challenge is learning to step back before your thoughts start eating you alive. So now your mirror card. Here we have the Nine of Swords. And the Nine of Swords paints the picture of where this energy is leading. This is the card of late night spirals and emotional exhaustion. You know, the overthinking has been looping so long that it started to wear grooves in your mind. It's this familiar feeling of lying awake, your eyes are wide open, while your brain replays what went wrong, what you said, what you should have said, and what you're scared will happen next. So you might be noticing physical signs of this mental weight. You know, your body might be tensing without you even realizing it. You're clenching your jaw, you're waking up already tired, or maybe your mood swings faster than usual. You know, you could be fine 1 second and spiraling the next. So the Nine of Swords shows that this isn't about one small problem, it's a buildup. It's this emotional clutter that has piled up so high that you can't really see the truth behind it anymore. And sometimes this card appears when you're internalizing someone else's silence. You know, when you've been left to fill the blanks and those blanks have become monsters in your head. It's this guilt, regret, or fear, and it's all magnified by your imagination. It's believing that the worst case scenario is the only logical outcome. But the Nine of Swords is also the moment before a release. It's when the pain peaks, and it's often right before a breakthrough. And here's your helper card, which is your breakthrough. And this is the Tower. So the Tower is never easy, but it's always necessary. It's like this divine wrecking ball that kind of clears out what was built on shaky ground. Whatever illusion you've been clinging to, whether it's the belief that someone will change, that a situation will resolve itself, or that pretending not to care will make it hurt less, the Tower kind of comes in and shatters all of this. And this can show up as a moment of truth, maybe a conversation that exposes what was hidden, a realization that snaps you out of denial, or even a sudden ending that forces you to face what you've been avoiding. But here's the thing, the Tower never really destroys what's real. It only burns away what is false. So the person you're meant to be doesn't live inside the rubble. You find them when the smoke clears. So if you've been feeling like life's throwing one thing after another at you lately, this right here, this is the reset. This is the breakdown before you rebuild. And it's not punishment, it's realignment. The old narrative can't hold the truth of who you're becoming. So it's being dismantled now. And you just need to let it. So when I look at all these three cards together, the story is becoming clear to me. You've been trying to control a storm that isn't meant to be controlled. The Page of Swords keeps watching the sky. The Nine of Swords is staying up, worrying about the thunder. And the Tower finally says, enough, just let it storm. So the truth wants to set you free, but first it's going to ask you to stop fighting it. Let the uncomfortable conversations happen, let the walls crack, let the truth spill out, even if it's messy. You're not breaking down, you're breaking open. And because after the Tower falls, the air is going to feel different. It's going to feel more light, more honest, and that's when you finally get to sleep through the night. And it's not because everything's going to be perfect, but it's going to be because it's finally real. So if this reading resonated with you, please let me know in the comments. And if you like this video, please consider subscribing to the channel. Until next time, ciao.